It's a cold, blistery day here at the Ullman campus with the threat of rain looming, but nonetheless, it's a great day to play two baseball games. Welcome in, everybody. Nick Palazzolo with you for Blue Devils and the Pirates of Palatine as we get started for a twin bill here. Game 1 will be a full 7-inning varsity baseball game. Game 2, likely a 5-inning varsity backups game. So as we tell you that information, let's start with the Blue Devils defensively. They will look like this. Schmidt, Badgley, and Gonzalez left to right in the outfield. Hake, Schills, Font, and Barons third to first on the infield. The senior Beck Keldberg doing the catching for today's starting pitcher, Tommy Beardman. Beardman will face this starting lineup for Palatine: Monroe, Wasserman, and Weimer, Branch, Peterson, and Wackler, Mulhern, Wagner, and Iolopoulos will round out the 9 for Palatine. Beardman coming into this game 2-0, 18 and a third innings pitched to his name, 3 starts, 3 appearances out of the bullpen. Through 2 2/3 on Wednesday night, got the win against Lake Zurich in a comeback fashion as the Blue Devils were able to get a split with the Bears. Beardman overall very consistent. The only thing that he has had trouble with at times this year is control. Is up there in the top 3 in terms of walks. 11 strikeouts to 10 walks is definitely a ratio. You want at least 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. Beardman coming close to that 1-to-1 ratio. He comes into this game with a 3.09 ERA, but his most impressive stat is a .99 whip, and that is walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. So Beardman, good job being effective, came in a high-leverage situation, was able to get a 1-2-3 double play to end the threat in the 6th inning as snow is starting to fall here at the Ullman campus as we are just about underway. Monroe, Wasserman, and Weimer will be the first 3 Pirates due up. Pirates wearing very slick and sharp charcoal gray uniforms with white pinstripes, with red numbering, with white outline, and red sleeves and red hats, as Beardman delivers to Monroe upstairs for a ball. Monroe coming into this game batting .370 through 28 plate appearances, as Beardman finds the inside corner for a strike. Calling balls and strikes today is Chad Cronin. Calling safe and out on the bases is veteran umpire Vince Cannon. The 1-1 delivery is fouled over the first base dugout, and that'll get out of play to make the count 1-2. Monroe playing shortstop today, tied for the team lead with 10 hits apiece. The 1-2 delivery from Beardman is a curveball grounded first base line. Beardman will just do an underhand flip to the first baseman Barons as Monroe is retired.
Number 1, Sean Wasserman.
So in steps Wasserman. Wasserman getting the start in center field today, as the snow flurries are starting to pick up here at the Ullman campus. Last week it was about, 82 degrees, as Beardman delivers a fastball in the outer third at the knees for a called strike. Last week 82 degrees and sunny. This week cold, rainy, and just miserable Midwest weather, as Beardman delivers the 0-1, is swung on and missed by Wasserman. So Beardman quickly ahead, 0-2 in the count. Working out of the windup, a pause, and the delivery, and he overcooks that fastball and misses up, and away. Blue Devils wearing their home white uniforms White uniforms with white pants, gold sleeves, and gold lettering with blue numbers as Beardman delivers a fastball outside. So the count runs even to 2 balls and 2 strikes. More fans than I expected in attendance today as the 2-2 is upstairs to make the count full. Lots of jackets, blankets, and winter apparel. Especially in a doubleheader, you want to make sure you dress for the second game and not just the first inning. As the 3-2 misses inside for ball 4 as Wasserman is aboard for a walk.
Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Aiden
Beardman goes 0-2 to 3-2, and then he walks Wasserman. Definitely a count. Once you get up 0-2, you want to be effective, but definitely not effective right there in losing him. So that's Beardman's 11th walk on the season. Now he'll work out of the stretch to the batter, Weimer, as Weimer will take a fastball in the outer third for a called strike. Weimer batting .400, a team or second on the team, first if in terms of batting average. If you look at qualified plate appearances of 10, as there's a curveball in there swung on and missed by Weimer. Palatine as a team only hitting .305, only 207 at bats. Both teams come into this ball game hitting .305. Blue Devils have scuffled a tad bit offensively as there's a curveball lined into left field, and that'll get down. Schmidt will field it on a hop. He'll throw into third. The Hawk has the tag to the runner. Wasserman is not in time as the umpires missed a rotation there, so the call is safe.
Number 10, Nate Branch.
So Weimer is in there with a double. Wasserman will scamper into third. And now in steps the catcher, Branch. Branch hitting .500 on the team, only 21 plate appearances. He is 8 for 16, and a good spot to do damage as Beardman fires a fastball in there to get ahead early. We look over to the western horizon. There is gray clouds, threats of rain. We look over to the east. There is puffy white clouds as the pick to second base is not in time. White clouds. Maybe the sun's over there. Sometimes in the Midwest, we kind of go days on end without seeing the sun. It gets very depressing at times. The 0-1 delivery from Beardman to Branch is lined foul down the first base line. So Pirates threatening here early in the first inning. Beardman ahead, no balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Runners on second and third. Beardman delivers the 0-2. Grounded to the shortstop Shills. He will snag from his knees. Throw on to first. In time, a run will come in to score as Wasserman scores. So Branch will be retired 6-3 for the second out. But the Pirates take the early 1-0 lead here in the first. So Pirates take the lead. In steps the left fielder Peterson as he takes downstairs for a ball. Nice stop by the catcher Kelberg. Take a look into the Blue Devil dugout. Everybody wearing varsity jackets, blue winter hats as the snow is just flying here at the Allman campus. About 38, 40 degrees here as the count runs 2-0, as the base umpire Vince Cannon points to the Blue Devil dugout as there is a baseball bat and baseball right in front of the dugout. 2 no-nos if you're an umpire. So Beardman will go to work 2-0 on Peterson. And the 2-0 delivery is a fastball in there for a called strike. So Beardman needing to battle all the way back as it is turning into snow globe-like conditions here at the Allman campus. The 2-1 delivery. Beardman working out of the stretch. The 2-1 is fouled, and that'll reach the parking lot to bring the count to 2-2. Big opportunity for Beardman to limit the damage here. The 2-2 delivery. Grounded right in front of the plate, but foul. It doesn't leave the batter's box. As Peterson bats from the left side, he hit the baseball right into the right-handed batter's box. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count, Beardman to Peterson. Fastball elevated, swung on and missed, strike 3. Pirates get a run, but Beardman able to limit the damage. Blue Devils will go to the bottom half of the inning. Down a run. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back. 1-0 our score. Bottom half of the first inning. Blue Devils lineup looks like this. Badgley, Font, and Shills, the first 3 men up, followed by Clark, Beardman, and Jaquez. Gonzalez, Keldberg, and Barons round out the order. They are facing Liam Arnold. Arnold, 11 2/3 innings pitched, a relatively small sample size with a 4.20 ERA. This is his 4th appearance as Badgley takes upstairs for a ball. Peterson, Wasserman, and Walkler left to right in the outfield. Weimer, Monroe, Iolopoulos, and Wagner third to first on the infield as Badgley cue balls 1, and that'll roll foul up the third base line, as Branch is doing the catching for Arnold. Arnold, 7 earned runs in 11 2/3, walks way more than he strikes out, 13 walks to only 8 punch-outs pitching, as the 1-1 delivery to Badgley is upstairs. And so far, the first 2 misses have been pretty bad misses for Arnold here in the early going. As Badgley has a healthy hack to bring the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Badgley has started off the season 10 for 10, but has scuffled as of late, looking for his first hit in about 10 days. As Arnold misses downstairs for a ball, and that'll go 3-2 is the count. The 3-2 delivery to Badgley is grounded foul just down the third baseline. So Badgley working himself a quality at bat here in the early going, driving that pitch count up, about to see pitch number 7 as the 3-2 from Arnold. Ground line foul, just foul, about 10 feet foul down the first baseline. As I said, Badgley has cooled off over about the last week to 10 days. He's still supporting a .431 batting average. That's what happens when you start 22 for 40. I believe Badgley is 0 for his last 11. As he fouls back another one. So pitch number 9 and an excellent at-bat for Badgley. As the 3-2 once more. Curveball misses outside, ball 4, and that'll go all the way to the screen as Badgley is aboard with a walk and an excellent at bat by the senior Charlie Badgley to set up things for Font. Font 14 of 35, that comes out to a .400 batting average. Had an RBI duck snort single on Wednesday night against Lake Zurich to bring it to within 1 as there's a foul pop up over near the first base side, and that'll just get out of play. As Arnold gets ready to work out of the stretch, the 0-1 delivery to the batter Font misses very badly as Badgley takes off for second, and he is safe! Charlie Badgley with a very questionable decision to go to second base, but was able to somehow avoid the tag standing up. He literally ran past the bag and then had to jump back to it. So Badgley is on second base as Font works the count even. The 1-1 delivery misses way upstairs, and then it'll go all the way to the screen. So now Charlie Badgley is in scoring position for Font. I can definitely see potentially weather playing an impact here on the game. That pitch might have slipped, but looking at Arnold's stats so far, it's hard to tell when you have more walks than you have strikeouts. But nonetheless, runner on third, Font the batter, 2 balls to 1 strike with nobody out here in the first as he spikes a fastball. The count will go to 3-1. If I'm in that Blue Devil dugout, I'm definitely taking until I get a strike as there's a mound visit by the Palatine coaching staff. As they'll looks like just go out there to slow down Arnold. Might be rushing through his delivery a tad bit. Like I mentioned, Font came up and with a clutch RBI single in the 6th inning of Wednesday's ball game against Lake Zurich with an RBI single to pull the Blue Devils within 1, and then Adam Schills, who patiently waits on deck, came through with a 2-run RBI single to give the Blue Devils a 4-3 lead, which would have been the go-ahead run. As the mound visit from Palatine does not work as Font draws a walk.
Number 21, Adam Schills.
So back-to-back walks for the Blue Devils as Adam Schills, the senior, steps in. Schills, by far Warren's best hitter, hitting .412 with a .608 slugging percentage, 6 doubles and 2 triples to his name. He's tied for the team lead in RBIs with Charlie Badgley at 16 apiece, but a chance to break that tie right now. As he misses inside badly, and that'll go to the screen. Font will scamper into second base. Badgley thought about it, but because Warren here at the Ullman campus has a brick backstop with foam padding, sometimes if you get the right carom, it'll bounce right back to you. And that's what happened there. So 1-0 to Shills. Works out of the stretch, the kick, and delivers, and he misfires again, 2-0. And it's not like Arnold has had many close misses today. All of his misses have been very wild. Usually a pitcher like this, you try to see if they can be effectively wild. But so far that's not the case for Arnold, as the 2-0 delivery to Shills is swung on and missed for a strike, as Branch's throw back to the pitcher Arnold somehow ended up on the mound, as the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 delivery to Shills is a fastball upstairs for a ball. The count runs 3-1. Shills, probably being Warren's best hitter, has the green light here in this situation, up 3-1, but definitely a one-pitch, one-spot scenario from an offensive standpoint. The 3-1, Shills skies one in the air, deep right field, and it is gone! Adam Shills, a 3-run homer here in the first inning. Blue Devils lead 3-1. An absolute no-doubter from Adam Shills as he gets his first of the year.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 26, Cole Clark.
So now Clark will have to follow that up. That ball stayed fair by about 4 feet as Palatine finally gets their bullpen warming, as there is a curveball into the strike by the senior Clark. As there is a curveball downstairs to bring the count even, or to 2-0 rather. So the first 3 men have reached for the Blue Devils. Walks always will come around to hurt you. I don't care what the coach tells you. A walk is never a good thing. It'll always come down to hurt in some capacity or another. As the delivery from Arnold is in there for a called strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. The 2-2 to Clark. Curveball misses very upstairs to run the count even. The 3-2 delivery misses outside, ball 4. So 4 men to the plate. 3 of each reached via the walk.
Number 17, Thomas Beardman.
In steps the pitcher, Beardman. It's always love it as a pitcher when you give up a run in the first inning and your offense is able to rally back. As a team, you always want to score first, but if you can't score first, you want to at least have a big inning of 3 or more. The Blue Devils have put up 3 here in the first inning, and still, Palatine still looking for their first out. The 0-1 delivery misses outside for a ball. As Jaquez patiently waits on deck. As a long look at the base runner Clark, who's got a measly 6-foot leadoff. The 2-0 delivery misses upstairs again, 3-0. As I mentioned earlier, Arnold seems to be having control issues, and he's already added 3 walks to his grand total of 13, so he has 2 walks to 1 strikeout on the season in 11 1/3 innings. As the 3-0 delivery misses upstairs, ball 4.
Now hitting the third baseman, Number 16.
So
Albert
Beardman is
Hawkins.
aboard, 4 walks and a home run, and it looks like Arnold's day will be over. We'll have a pitching change coming up. When we come back, it'll be 3-1 right here on the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Nick Palazzolo with you right after a pitching change. So Arnold departs as Max Ragaman steps in. He will face Jaquez the batter with 2 runners on and still nobody away. All 5 Blue Devils who have come up this inning have reached. Ragaman comes in with only 4 innings pitched and a 3.50 ERA, on for just the 3rd time this season, as the southpaw gets ready to deal to Jaquez. As there is a cutter of some kind, and that doesn't reach the back door, so that'll stay out. As it looks like we finally have the outfield flags, as they are putting the American flag in the wrong spot. That goes in center field. Right now it was in right center field. As the 1-0 delivery to Jaquez is skied in the air to center field. Wasserman over into right center, and he will make the catch. Clark will tag from second, and he will be sent and then throw on the brakes. And now Beardman will tag and score to second base. So both runners advance, and Jaquez able to do a job.
Number 23, Jacob Gonzalez.
So in steps Gonzo, Jacob Gonzalez. With decision day approaching, he is going to the University of Tampa in Tampa, Florida, to study sports management. As Gonzo takes a first pitch curveball in there for a strike. If you're Gonzalez, see your name in the starting lineup, you're like, great. You see a right-handed starting pitcher, you're like, awesome. And then by the time you get up in the 7th spot in the batting order, they bring in a left-handed pitcher. So then you're like, damn it. So the 0-1 from Ragman to the batter Gonzalez. The 0-1 delivery, curveball swung on and missed for strike 2. So Gonzalez quickly in the hole trying to pull that curveball. Just needs to find some way to hit it to the left side and kind of dump it over the third baseman's head. As the Palatine defense is playing like a MLB level shift with the shortstop Monroe practically standing right behind second base and center field as Gonzalez skies one off the net, and he'll just throw that one back to the pitcher himself as it caromed right in front of home plate. So on Wednesday, the wind was blowing in from right field and then in from left field and then in from center field. Today, the wind is blowing way out to right field. As the 0-2 delivery to Gonzalez is a curveball taken upstairs for a ball. So, of course, Palatine brings in their left-handed pitcher to face Jaquez, who's a righty, and then Gonzalez, Keldberg, and Behrens, who all bat from the left-handed side. The 1-2 fly ball in the infield, foul side on the third base line, and that'll get foul. The third baseman, Weimer, was over, but he was almost playing in left field, so a tough one for him to get to. The pitcher, Rogman, probably had the best opportunity, but you probably don't want your pitcher sprinting off the mound in wet conditions. But Gonzalez gets another life. The 1-2 delivery from Rogman to Gonzalez is lined into right center field, and that'll get down and roll to the wall. Clark around third. He will score. Beardman will be sent. Jacob Gonzalez comes through with a 2-run double. Blue Devils lead 5-1 here in the first inning.
At bat, the catcher, number 19, Zach Keldberg.
Blue Devils starting to find themselves offensively as they have plated 5 runs on 2 hits. Both hits are extra base hits, as in steps Keldberg with 1 away. Front door curveball just inside for a ball. Nice stop by Branch. Wouldn't be surprised if Tommy Beardman would go play some catch in the bullpen. So far, we've had a pretty long bottom half of the first inning, as the 1-0 delivery is downstairs for a ball, and there is no run limit per inning. Sometimes I wish there was, depending on the high school matchup. Count is 2 balls and no strikes to the batter Keldberg. Gonzalez the runner on second, as Behrens waits on deck. The 2-0 delivery is a fastball, misses downstairs for a ball. 3-0 is the count, as Palatine is struggling just to find any out they can, as the 3-0 delivery to Keldberg is downstairs, or I guess a strike. Look low from here, especially the way the catcher Branch blocked it over to the third base side. So nonetheless, the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Rogman, the southpaw, delivers the 3-1, grounded into right field, and that'll get all the way as Gonzalez around third, and he will score, and Beck Keldberg is aboard with an RBI single as the Blue Devils lead 6-1 here in the first inning.
Number 22, Adam Behrens.
So Keldberg is aboard,
KT Brown's running.
as KT Brown will courtesy run for the catcher Keldberg, as the base umpire, after every base hit, has checked the baseball to make sure it wasn't all that wet, as Behrens now steps in. As Behrens squares to bunt, and he wears it on the right forearm, and that'll go as a hit by pitch, and the Blue Devils have sent 9 men to the plate this inning. And we will... I'm already kind of concerned in my scorebook if I'll need more than 9 innings, as the first inning has already taken up the first 2 columns. So in steps Badgley for the second time this inning, only 1 away. Badgley reached via the walk. Brown the runner on second. Barron's the runner on first, who just reached via the hit by pitch. Badgley squares around to bunt. Foul pops it, and that'll get down. So a quick strike on the batter Badgley. As just as I mentioned, the left-on-left matchups, all left-handed hitters have reached so far today. So quickly, no balls and a strike to the batter Badgley, as Rogman is trying to find at least the second out this inning. The 0-1 delivery curveball misses outside to bring the count even, as we look down to the Pirate bullpen for the second time this inning, as there is somebody throwing. It's going to be a whole staff kind of effort day for Palatine. The 1-1 delivery, as Badgley wears one right in the center of his back, so back-to-back hit by pitches, as the Blue Devils have only recorded one out here in the first inning. So 6 free passes, 4 walks, and 2 hit by pitches just in the first inning. It's just going to be one of those days. It was snowing earlier, so anything is possible. As Font steps in, he drew a walk his last time, as Rogman misses upstairs. Right now, if you're Palatine, you just want a pitcher who can get in there and throw something close to a strike. The 1-0 delivery from Rogman to Font with the bases loaded is an elevated heater, swung on and missed. Font definitely thought that was a beach ball. So 1-1 is the count to Font. He misses outside. 2-1. It's definitely the kind of day you don't want to be on the bench, but if you were going to be on the bench, you'd rather be in the Warren dugout because of those 3 lovely heat lamps they got in there. As the 2-1 delivery is fouled over towards the first base dugout. That'll bring the count to 2-2, and Rogman looking for just the second out this inning. Starter Arnold faced the first 5 batters, walked 4 of them, gave up a 3-run homer to Shills, as the 2-2 is lined into left field, and that is in and out of the glove of Peterson. Brown will score, and everybody will advance 90 feet, and Tony Font joins the party with an RBI single.
Adam Shields.
So 7 runs in here in the first inning for the Blue Devils, and in steps Shills, who homered in his last at bat. He comes up with the bases loaded here in the first. As there is a fastball right down the pipe for a strike. Shills definitely wants to have that one back. So Shills quickly in the hole. No balls and 1 strike as he swings at a curveball and fouls it straight back. Nothing and 2 the count. Blue Devils have scored 7 runs this inning, just only 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning, and it has been a long first inning so far. Just about 35 minutes as Shills skies one in the infield over near the third base side, and a nice play by the catcher Branch to retire Shills on the foul pop.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 26, Cole Clark.
So because baseball, Shills homers in his first at bat and then fouls out to the catcher. So he hits a ball 325 feet, and then the ball he hits 10 feet. Gets him out. So now 2 outs, and in steps Clark. As Clark skies one in the air, deep left field, but way foul. As he was trying to get one up in that jet stream. So nothing and 1 the count to Clark with 2 outs here as he swings and misses on an off-speed pitch for strike number 2. So 2 strikes and 2 outs with the bases loaded. Barron's the runner on third, Badgley at second, Font the runner at first. As Clark takes a backdoor curveball just outside for a ball. So the 1-2 delivery from Rogman to Clark. Swung on and missed strike 3, but the Blue Devils score a touchdown here in the bottom half of the first inning. We'll go to the second. Maybe they'll score another touchdown. We'll see. Stay with us right here on the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Nick Palazzolo with you. Palatine scored quickly here in the first half of the inning, but the Blue Devils put a 7 spot, sent 13 men to the plate in the bottom half as Beardman's still working as there's a 2-hopper to the third baseman. Jaquez bobbles but able to gather and throw on to first. Nice play by Jaquez.
Number 25, Peter Moore.
As he fielded that one after 2 hops, once he got it into his glove, kind of bobbled it, and then was able to recover it and throw on to first in time. So that'll go 5-3 for the quick first out. And in steps Mulhern, the designated hitter, who is hitting for the pitcher, or the pitcher spot. It's not the pitcher Arnold anymore. The 1-0 delivery as Mulhern takes that one high and tight. So we look down to the Blue Devil bullpen as the snow is resuming here at the Almond campus. Brian Bookert is getting loose and throwing. The 2-0 delivery is fouled in and out of the glove of the catcher Keldberg. So 2 balls and 1 strike the count as Beardman misses inside. 3-1. As Bookert was throwing in the bullpen without a sweatshirt. Now he quickly puts the sweatshirt back on as this hail snow stuff is falling once again. The 2-1 delivery misses, or the 3-1 delivery rather, misses upstairs for a ball. So Mulhern is aboard with a walk. And in steps the first baseman, Wagner. Wagner hitting from the left side. Eight, 9, and 1 next 3 up for the for the Pirates. As Wagner has a healthy cut at that one for a strike. The 0-1 delivery misses upstairs for a ball. as everybody in the Warren dugout quickly, once the snow started to fall again, quickly evacuated to the heaters. As the runner takes off, as there's a foul pop, third base line, but that'll get out of play. It almost hits Mrs. Carpenter. She was able to maneuver her way out of the path of that baseball. So the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter, Wagner. The 1-2 is golfed into right field, and that'll get down. Gonzalez tries to field on a bounce, but bobbles. So Mulhern will head for third, and Wagner is aboard with the base hit. So Pirates now have first and third with only 1 away. As in steps the second baseman, Iliopoulos. I'll probably butcher that name all afternoon long. As Beardman works out of the stretch, as he throws a fastball right on the outer third for a called strike. Beardman was able to come in on Wednesday and get himself out of trouble with a double play ball. See if he can pull the magic act again, as the 0-1 delivery is blocked in front by the catcher Keldberg. As Wagner advances, so Pirates now have second and third with just 1 away. And a 1-1 count to Iliopoulos. The 1-1 golfed into right field, and that'll be caught by Gonzalez. The batter, or the runner on third, Mulhern, will tag and score, and so will Wagner. So Palatine answers back with a run. It is 7-2. As Iliopoulos is able to get in with a sac fly, the second out. But if you're Warren with a 6-run lead, you will definitely trade the out for a run. As now the Pirates go to their top of the order, and in steps Monroe, who grounded out to the pitcher Beardman, his first time aboard. The 0-1 misses outside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. It's definitely going to be an interesting weather day. As Monroe skies one in the infield, Beardman calling for it, third base line, and Beardman will make the catch. Pirates score 1, but the Blue Devils will go down to the bottom half of the second inning with a 5-run lead. You're listening to Blue Devil Baseball right here on the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Don Howe Press Box. Nick Palazzola with you. Blue Devils lead 7-2 here in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Beardman, Jaquez, and Gonzalez due up for the Blue Devils as the pitcher Rogman is still working in his second inning of work as Beardman takes a called strike. The 0-1 delivery misses outside for a ball. So that'll bring the count to 1-1 strike. And the 1-1 delivery from Rogman is skied on the infield over near the first base dugout, but that'll get out of play. So 1-2 strikes. As the 1-2 from Rogman misses up and away to bring the count to 2-2 strikes. Beardman is scuffled, started out hot, but is 1 for 20 in conference play. So far this season, his average is now down to 255, but a 379 on-base percentage. As the 3-2 delivery is lined into right field, and that'll be a diving catch by Iliopoulos. What a play from the Palatine second baseman to get over and lay out for a trouble ball. An excellent play by Iliopoulos to retire Beardman. So Beardman, who has struggled as of late, you definitely have a hit there, but Iliopoulos robs you. Definitely the kind of at-bat that can turn a cold streak into a hot streak in the streaky game we call baseball, as Jaquez already down in the count 0-1 as the count runs even. So Jaquez fouls one into the solar farm. So that'll bring the count to 1-2. Rogman has definitely seemed to settle down after relieving the starter Arnold as Jaquez grounds one to the shortstop Monroe. He bobbles, throws on to first, not in time. Jaquez out there running hard 90s and able to reach. That'll go as an E6. So Jaquez aboard via the air as the shortstop Monroe was unable to field that one cleanly. As in steps Gonzalez, who doubled his last time up. As Jaquez takes a short one-way lead as he misses upstairs. With the left-handed pitcher, any leadoff at first base, you got to be careful because he's most of the time looking right at you. So a short one-way lead is you're going to get a leadoff, but one way, the only way you're going is back to the bag. You're not trying to go towards second. As Gonzalez bloops one into left center field, and that'll get down. Jaquez around second, and he will try for third, and he is there. And Jacob Gonzalez is there with a single, and he is 2 for 2 today.
At bat number 19, Dak Kelber.
So Gonzalez in there with the single. He's 2 for 2 today, as he did a nice job just kind of staying on top of that off-speed pitch, golfing it into left center field. As it looks like the field conditions are getting wet here at the Ullman campus, as the base umpire Vince Cannon calls from the Warren dugout, as out comes the infamous dig out tool. So Rogman can get the mud off of his cleats, and out comes Coach Smothers with a bag of Turfus. And Kyle Bender is running to the plate umpire with a towel to dry off the baseballs. So we got a little bit of a delay here. We'll step aside. Blue Devils threatening here in the second, up 7-2 on the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back. Still 7-2 our score. Still in the bottom half of the second inning as a little field work was done on the mound. Rogman cleared off his cleats, and Keldberg steps in with runners on second and third. And the first pitch he sees, he grounds up the first baseline, foul. Coach Smothers ran out there with a bag of Turfus and put all of that on the mound, or most of it on the mound, to try to dry up the pitcher's landing area a little bit. We've had snow, we've had rain, we've had sunshine, we've had wind. We've had a little bit of everything. Only thing we're missing is a tornado warning for the Midwest trifecta. The 0-1 delivery as Keldberg wears that one on the shoulder, and he is aboard.
At bat number 22, Adam Barron.
And in steps Barron, so Keldberg is aboard for the second time today, this time via the hit by pitch. And Keldberg will be as it'll now be a pinch runner. It should be number 11, Kyle Carpenter, even though it should be KT Brown. As Barron skies one in the infield, possibility for an infield fly. It'll be the catcher, Branch, for the second time today, catching those hard infield pop-ups right over his head. So Barron's will be retired. So there'll be 2 outs here in the second inning as Badgley steps in with the bases loaded, trying to add on to a 5-run lead. Badgley is reached via the hit by pitch and the walk as he takes outside for a ball. As the 1-0 delivery is up and in. Palatine, just as a pitching staff, facing some control problems early. Haven't been around the strike zone very much, but when they have, the Blue Devils have attacked as the 2-0 delivery is a fastball at the knees on the outer third, called strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to the batter, Badgley, as Badgley pops one, and that'll get out of play straight back. So Blue Devils sent 13 men to the plate in the first inning and have already sent 6 here in the second inning. As Badgley takes outside, the count will run full. The runners will be in motion as Clint Smothers tells Jaquez, the runner on third, that when he takes off on the 3-2 pitch to get very, very foul. And Jaquez doesn't listen as that pitch is downstairs for ball 4. So Badgley is aboard with an RBI walk. Jaquez comes in to score. Gonzalez and the runner Carpenter move ahead. As in steps Font, who is 1 for 1 today with a walk. And Font takes a fastball in on the outer third for a called strike. We've been going at this for just about an hour and just about to maybe wrap up our second full inning. It's definitely going to be one of those days. Blue Devils trying to score as many runs as they can, as efficiently as they can. The 2-1 from Rogman to Font is a grounder up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Monroe. He flips to Iliopoulos at second base to retire Badgley. So the Blue Devils score a run, lead 8-2. We'll go to the third. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back, top half of the third inning. Blue Devils lead 8-2 as there's a new hurler on for the Blue Devils as Beardman's day on the mound is over. The reliever is Brian Bookert, who delivers a strike to the center fielder Wasserman. Bookert, 15 innings pitched, a perfect 3-0. With a 3.73 ERA, throws strikes 60-ish% of the time. As the 1-1 delivery to Wasserman is fouled out of play. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Bookert as he fouls one. And that'll get towards the Blue Devil bullpen. So the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Very eventful game early. Pirates scored 1 in the first inning. Blue Devils answered with 7. As the 1-2 delivery is a curveball that doesn't really go anywhere else but up. So the count is now 2-2 to Wasserman, who walked his last time. as he misses upstairs for a ball. Check swing, he did not go, so the count is now full. The 3-2 in there for a called strike 3. Wasserman goes down looking when he thought he had a walk.
Weimer.
So Wasserman goes down looking. Booker, one batter, one looking punch out. And in steps Weimer, who doubled his last time up as Booker delivers upstairs for a ball. As the 1-0 delivery is a curveball that misses upstairs. Definitely a lot of brave souls bearing the weather conditions out here at the Allman campus. We've seen a little bit of everything. As the 2-0 misses outside, the count will run to 3 balls and a strike. As the 3-0 delivery is in there for a called strike. It's always funny how, you go down 3-0 and then the coach tells you to take. As Weimer sends one in the air deep into left field, and that'll be off the top of the wall. Beardman will get that ball in quickly, but Weimer almost had himself a home run, but will settle for his second double of the day. As I was saying, once batter gets down 3-0, usually given the automatic take sign, especially down 6 runs here in the third inning, the next pitch is always usually the best pitch you're going to see. As the catcher Branch steps in, he takes a curveball in there for a strike. So one away, runner on second base is Weimer. As Booker, working out of the stretch, grounds one to the third baseman Jaquez right over the back, throws on to first in time. Great job by Jaquez. Like to see maybe him attack that ball a little bit more instead of waiting for the ball to go foul, just kind of attack the baseball. But Branch is retired. Weimer will head into third, and in steps Peterson, who struck out swinging his last time up. As Peterson skies one in the air into left center, Beardman is over, and he will make the catch. So Booker gives up the double, but then retires the other 3 batters in the inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Blue Devils lead 8-2 here in the third inning. Shills, Clark, and Beardman do up as Shills has a healthy hack at Rogman's first delivery of the inning. Shills homered off of the starter Arnold for a 3-run homer as Rogman tries to go back there with a curveball, but Shills fouls it off straight back. So quickly, 0-2. Shills down in the count as Rogman delivers the 0-2. As Shills grounds one to the second baseman rather, Iliopoulos, and he will throw on to first to retire Shills. So that'll go 4-3. So in steps Clark. Rogman has thrown 57 pitches so far today. 34 strikes. As that one goes to the backstop for a ball. Starter Arnold only didn't even record an out in the first inning, was tagged with 5 runs. The one hit he did give up was a big one. It was a 3-run shot by Shills as Clark works ahead in the count 2-0. As he grounds one to the shortstop Monroe, he'll field it on a hop and throw on to first in time as the first 2 batters of this inning are retired.
Number 17, Thomas Beardman.
Here in the third inning. So in steps Beardman. As Beardman steps in, his final line from the day, 2 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned with 2 walks, 38 pitches, 23 strikes. As Beardman lines one to the second baseman, Iliopoulos, fields on a hop, but a great pick by the first baseman, Wagner, as the Blue Devils go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the fourth. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Nick Palazzolo with you. Top half of the fourth inning as Bookert is still working, and he hits the leadoff batter, Walkler, right on the knee. So he will head down to first base.
Peter Mulhern.
So Mulhern will step in. Mulhern DHing for the pitcher spot today as Booker delivers a fastball in there for a strike. Mulhern 1 foot in the box, 1 foot out of the box as he gets the sign from his third base coach. as the runner takes off, as Keldberg misfires, and that'll go into center field as Badgley will pick it up. So Walkler steals second and then heads to third on the E2 as the pitch was called a ball. So 1-1 is the count to Mulhern, as Mulhern has a half-hearted swing on a curved ball. The count will go 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mulhern hitting .250. He's 4 for 16 on the year. As the 1-2 from Bookert is a fastball fouled, and that'll get out of play down the first base line. Booker working out of the stretch, ready to do the 1-2. Curveball misses upstairs for a ball, so that'll even things up at 2-2. The 2-2 delivery, pickoff to third is not in time, as the batter Walkler is able, or the runner Walkler is able to get back in safely. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the fastball to Mulhern misses upstairs for a ball. 3-2 is now the count. Booker trying not to lose him. The 3-2 delivery is a fastball. Probably would have been strike 3, so Mulhern does just enough to spoil that one. So the 3-2 once again from Booker working out of the stretch. The 3-2 to Mulhern. Grounded up the middle. Diving stop by the second baseman Font. He throws on to first, but not in time. A nice job by Tony Font to just be able to cut that ball off, but the run does come in to score. Blue Devils' lead is still 5 as Palatine scores once again. As it looks like Kyle Carpenter is warming in the Blue Devil bullpen. As the batter Wagner has a healthy hack at the fastball from Bookert. Wagner Iliopoulos, as Wagner squares around a bunt and bunts foul. Trying to essentially bunt for a hit there. Interesting bunt for a hit situation. So the count now runs to no balls and 2 strikes. Mulhern the runner on first. Wagner the batter. The 0-2 swung on and missed, strike 3. Booker gets Wagner swinging for a big first out here in the 4th inning. So now steps in Iliopoulos. Iliopoulos with a couple web gems in the bottom half of the 3rd inning at second base as he takes a fastball at the belt for a strike. Sun is trying to peek through the clouds here at the beautiful Allman campus. We have had snow and rain so far today, as Booker doesn't finish a curveball as that one stays upstairs. As the pitch is up and away, Keldberg has to come out of his crouch to get that one. So the count now runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 is swung on and missed by Iliopoulos to even things up at 2-2. So Booker looking for a second punch out of the inning. The 2-2 runner takes off. Booker misfires a fastball in the dirt. So Mulhern is aboard with a stolen base, as Iliopoulos is still working. 3-2 the count. Grounded on a chopper over the mound. Fielded on by Font. On the run. Throw, but a tag There looked like there was definitely a tag there as Clint Smothers is coming out, and he is doing a lot more running than I have seen Smothers do. He is asking for help to see if there was a tag. It looked from my vantage point there was a tag. So the umpires conference and get together, and there was a tag. So Iliopolis will be retired 4-3, a big second out. So now just 2 outs, but a runner on third as we get to the top of the Pirates order as Monroe fouls in and out of the glove of Keldberg. Monroe 0 for 2 today. Both of his outs have been a ground out and a pop out to the pitcher Beardman. Beardman has since departed, and he is facing Bookert for the first time today. As Bookert delivers the 1-1 upstairs for a ball. Monroe wearing that football quarterback hand warmer around his waist on his backside as Bookert delivers the 2-1, and that'll get out of play foul. Surprised we don't see more baseball players, especially in Illinois, wear the hand warmers. So the 2-2 delivery from Bookert to the batter Monroe misses upstairs, so the count will run full. Got 2 bases open, but you don't necessarily want to put him on. The 3-2 is spoiled by Monroe. A good quality at bat so far. So 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs with Mulhern, the runner, on third. Booker comes set at the chest. The 3-2 delivery is lined right at a leaping Tony Font, and he makes the catch.
The Pirates get 1, and after
Pirates only score once. Blue Devils lead 8-3. We'll go to the bottom half of the 4th. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back. Blue Devils lead 8-3 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning, looking to add on as the Palatine pitcher Rogman is still working in his fourth inning of work, as he will face Jaquez Gonzalez and Keldberg. As Jaquez skies one in the air deep into right center field, and that'll one-hop the wall and get over. So Jaquez will have a ground rule double.
At bat number 23, Jacob Gonzalez.
So a ground rule double by Jaquez. One hops over the wall. And in steps Gonzalez, who is 2 for 2 today. Singled and doubled home 2 runs so far today. As Gonzalez takes a curveball in there for a strike. As we take a look at the lower levels, Warren Freshmen are up 6-0 over Palatine at the Old Plain campus. And at Palatine, Warren JV is leading 4-1 after 4. Dylan Murray doing a nice job for JV, throwing 4 innings of 1-run baseball. As Peyton Ballinag got the start for Warren Freshmen, going 3 1/3. As the 1-1 delivery from Rogman to Gonzalez misses upstairs for a ball. As the catcher Branch will come out and talk to the pitcher Rogman. As Rogman is in his 4th inning of work in the game, he only came into this game with 4 innings of work on the season. So he has doubled his workload as the 2-1 delivery misses downstairs for a ball. The count will run to 3-1. As the 3-1 delivery to Gonzalez misses downstairs, ball 4, and Gonzalez is aboard with a walk.
Now batting the catcher, number 19, Mac Helper.
So Gonzalez walks. Jaquez is aboard with the double. So in steps Keldberg. Keldberg's 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Rogman about to throw his 69th delivery of the afternoon as he takes a fastball inside off the plate. Rogman potentially eating as much of this game as he possibly can to save Palatine from going deep into that bullpen. The 1-0 delivery from Rogman to Keldberg. As they try a pick to second base, as Jaquez was not fooled, and he will get back in safely. Blue Devils looking to add on. In the 4th inning, they scored 7 in the 1st inning, added their 8th run in the 2nd inning, but have been scoreless ever since. The 1-0 delivery to Keldberg is downstairs. As finally Palatine has got their bullpen warming. As the right-hander is getting loose, the 2-0 delivery to Keldberg misses upstairs. As Alex Camboni is loosening in the Pirates bullpen, as Keldberg is quickly ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 delivery is in there for a called strike. So 3-1 is the count with Barons waiting patiently on deck. Carpenter was throwing last half inning. He probably will be the next man up for the Blue Devils as Keldberg lines one just foul up the first base line. Ball wasn't foul by much, maybe about a foot. as Gonzalez made it all the way to third base before he realized that baseball was foul. But here we go. The 3-2 delivery now to Keldberg from Rogman. The 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Keldberg tried to spoil the outside curveball but could not. So Keldberg will go down swinging for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. In steps Behrens. Behrens was hit by a pitch and popped up to the catcher. So he is 0 for 2 today, or 0 for 1 rather, as he takes a fastball upstairs. Behrens has had a disappointing season offensively, only batting .231 as he takes a fastball just inside for a ball. That'll bring the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Behrens was a .300 hitter last year. This year, significantly down. As the 2-0 is grounded down the first base line, and that's a fair ball. Haka's around third, and he will score. Gonzalez will be sent, and Behrens is heading towards third, and he is into third with a triple. Blue Devils extend their lead by 2. They now lead 10-3 here in the 4th inning.
Now batting number 8, Charlie Badgley.
So just as I mentioned, Behrens' offensive struggles, he comes through with a 2-run triple. Blue Devils now lead by a touchdown here in the 4th inning. As the top of the Blue Devil order comes up, as Badgley steps in. As Badgley asks for time, time is granted. Still only 1 away as Palatine plays a pull shift from Badgley. Or for Badgley as he takes a healthy hack at a fastball for a swinging strike. Badgley came into this game leading the team in total bases, but Adam Schills with his home run gave him the team lead. Badgley came in there today with 33 total bases and an 1,138 OPS. The 1-1 delivery from Rogman to Badgley is a curveball just stayed on top of and fouled away. So the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes with Behrens the runner on third base. The 1-2 to Badgley is check swing but foul. The good old self-defense mechanism check swing, as he's just able to get a piece of that one. So Badgley goes to work with 2 strikes again. The 1-2 delivery is skied in the air, foul, third base side, and that'll reach right in front of the Blue Devil dugout, as Jack Corellis basically stayed right there where the ball was and everybody else bailed. And Jack's not even wearing a glove, as Jaquez laughs about it now as he has a glove. He could have just simply caught that one, but instead ran away from it. 1 ball and 2 strikes once again to the leadoff hitter Badgley as they're playing in on the left side of the infield. The 1-2 is spoiled once again, and that'll get all the way out of play. So Badgley putting together another quality at bat, looking for his 23rd hit of the season. The 2-strike delivery from Rogman. Swung on and missed strike 3 as Badgley goes down swinging
Tony Fong.
for out number 2. So Badgley down swinging. They tried to backpick Barons at third, but he was able to scamper back in time. As now Font steps in, looking to add to the lead, as there is a curveball that stays elevated. As the ball gets away from the throwback, Branch airmailed it past Rogman. Barons thought about it, but then went back to the bag. But the second baseman, Iliopoulos, was able to get to that baseball quickly. 1 ball and no strikes as the 1-0 pitch misses upstairs again for a ball. So 2-1, or 2-0 rather, is the count as the wind once again picks up, going from left to right here at the Allman campus as the 2-0 misses inside for a ball. The count goes to 3-0 and an automatic take situation here for Font to get Shills another crack at it. The 3-0 from Rogman is in there for a called strike, so now Font will go to work with 3-1 as his count. The 3-1 delivery misses upstairs, ball 4, so Font is aboard with the walk.
Now batting number 21, Adam Shields.
Shilsey is 1 for 3 today with a big 3-run homer to right field in the first inning. As he popped up to the catcher and grounded out to the second baseman. As the wind is definitely picked up over about the last 5 or 6 minutes here at the Allman campus. As Font, the runner on first. Curveball as Font takes off for second. They'll throw down. Font will try to get himself in a rundown. The run will score. So Barron scores. Font heads back into the bag, but the tag is applied to Font, so the Blue Devils steal another run. We'll go to lead. We'll go to the 5th inning with the lead 11-3. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus, top half of the 5th inning. As Wasserman steps in, as he is greeted by Kyle Carpenter, on for only the 2nd time this season. 1 inning of work to Carp's name. He has the highest strike percentage on the team so far at 75%. Then again, he only threw 8 pitches. But those were an effective 8 pitches. As the count runs to 2-0, the 2-0 delivery misses downstairs to Wasserman. 3-0. Carpenter, primarily an outfielder who can pitch, as the 3-0 delivery is in there for a called strike. One thing about Carpenter, his number one skill set is his speed, as Wasserman has a cut at that one and fouls it over the third base dugout. Carpenter is one of the fastest baseball players and actually one of the fastest humans I have ever seen run. The 3-2 delivery to Wasserman is grounded up the middle. Font was playing the pull side, dives but can't get there, as that ball will go into center field for a base hit.
At bat number 6, Aiden Weimer.
So in steps the batter Weimer, who is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles here today. As Carpenter throws a curveball, and that will be bounced all the way to the backstop, as Keldberg can't corral it, so Wasserman will scamper into second base. And Carpenter delivers a ball. The count will run to 2-0. So Carp trying to get his bearings set. The 2-0 delivery is a ground ball to the second baseman Font. He will throw over to first and get the batter Weimer. So that'll go 4-3. Wasserman will go to third base. So the runner, Wasserman, is on third base with just 1 away here in the top half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils scored 3 runs in the 4th, 1 run in the 2nd, and 7 runs in the 1st inning. Pirates only able to score 1 run in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th innings as the ball kicks away from the batter Keldberg, as Wasserman will be in to score, as they now score here in the 5th. The score is now 11-4. So Carpenter now with a clean slate with 1 out and no runners on, as there is a liner right into right field and stopped by the right fielder Gonzalez, as Branch is aboard with a single.
Now hitting left fielder number 9, Toby Peterson.
So now running at first base is number 17, Nate Hannon. Hannon will be the courtesy runner for Branch. As Peterson, the left-handed batter, takes downstairs for a ball. As it looks like KT Brown is using the resistance bands to get loose. My guess would be he would be next to follow Carpenter if needed. So 2 balls and no strikes to the batter Peterson. As the 2-0 with the runner Hanyon taking off, the 2-0 is fouled up the first base line. So that'll bring the count to 2 balls and a strike. One of these days, the Blue Devils will play a Saturday doubleheader with warm weather, as Peterson takes a hack at an elevated fastball for a strike. So the count goes even to 2 balls and 2 strikes with just one away. Carpenter working out of the stretch. The 2-2 swung on and fouled in and out of the glove of Keldberg. So they'll do the 2-2 once again. Hanyon was running on the pitch. So we'll see if he's in action again on 2-2 once more. The 2-2 delivery as skied into short left field. Beardman on. He dives. He makes the catch. Tommy Beardman now throws to first base, and he is safe. What a play by Tommy Beardman with a little bit of a dying liner, making Beardman able to leave his feet to make the catch. And an excellent play by Beardman, who then gets up and fires all the way to first base on a line and then some. So in steps Wackler as Carpenter delivers downstairs. So 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. As Carpenter with a check on the runner at first base. Behrens holds the tag there, but not in time. One ball and no strikes. Keldberg is able to block that one in front. But that'll go downstairs. Carp having a little bit of a hard time finding the strike zone so far. But I think part of that is the weather conditions and the wind blowing right at his face. The 2-0 delivery is fouled just over the first base dugout. As the 2-1 delivery from Carpenter is in there, but just upstairs for a ball. The count will run 3-1. So the count runs 3 balls and a strike, and that is ball 4, and that gets away from Keldberg. So Hanyon will advance to third. As Wackler is aboard with a walk. In steps Mulhern, excuse me. As the runner takes off, throw down to second is cut off by Font. As I think if Font were to just let that one go through, I think they would have had Wackler at second base. It was a great throw by the catcher Keldberg. As the batter Mulhern skies into short center field, shills over, and he will make the catch. Pirates score once, but Blue Devils still lead 11-4. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the All-Mid Road campus. Blue Devils lead 11-4 as it'll be Shills, Clark, and Beardman due up here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils' magic number this inning is 3. As Shills steps in and takes a healthy hack at a fastball in there, fouls it back rather. The 0-1 delivery is a front door curveball that misses. Rogman came into this inning with 90 pitches. The max in varsity is 115. So he's got about 25 pitches to work with. But he has had to labor for every single one of those pitches, coming in the first inning, relieving the starter Arnold. As the count goes to 2 balls and a strike to Shills as he takes the 2-1 upstairs for a ball, 3-1. And the 3-1 delivery misses for a ball, so Shilsey is aboard with a walk.
26, Cole Clark.
So in steps Clark, who is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored. Shills with a minuscule lead at first base as Clark cue balls one to the second baseman, Iliopoulos. He'll charge and throw, but Clark beats it out. He has an infield single. Cole Clark put it in overdrive and was able to reach on an infield single. And Clark needs a second to catch his breath, it seems like. As it looks like Clark will be coming out of the game due to a pinch runner. As he came, once he hit the bag, he put it into overdrive and came up limping away from first base. So it'll be Cam Mino taking over for Clark at first base as the pinch runner. And in steps the batter, Beardman, with 2 on here in the first inning. As Beardman skies one in the air to center field, Wasserman down to a knee, and he'll make the catch.
The catch for third baseman number 16, Albert Hawkins.
So Beardman retired F8 for the first out this inning. In steps Jaquez, who doubled his last time up. His double last inning of the ground rule variety. As the 0-0 delivery misses inside for a ball. One out. Blue Devils need 3 runs to end it here in the 5th inning. Scores 11-4. Blue Devils have 7 hits. Palatine has 6 as Jaquez fouls into the solar farm. So the count will go 1-1. As Rogman gets ready to deliver his 99th or his 100th pitch of the ball game so far. And pitch number 100 is grounded to the third baseman, Wilmer. He'll step on the bag and throw on to first. And not in time. It looked like he got Jaquez. And out charging out of the Palatine dugout is their head coach. And he wants... Not sure if he wants to make a pitching change or talk to the umpire. And he will talk to the umpire because Jaquez beat out the throw according to the base umpire, Vince Cannon. It was a bang-bang play for sure.
Now batting the right fielder, number 23, Jacob Gonzalez.
So the Palatine head coach seemed content with the explanation given to him. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Top 6. Carpenter still working as the pinch hitter Stokel lines one into right field. And he is aboard via the base hit. Gonzalez potentially thought he had a play at first base.
Tony Iliopoulos.
But Carpenter still working here in his second inning of work. Needed 24 pitches in that first inning. As Stokel takes his lead off of first, and Carpenter delivers to Iliopoulos for a curveball in there for a strike. And now Carpenter will step off and try to get on the same page. And now a throw over to first is not in time. No balls and one strike. Carpenter delivers to Iliopoulos. A curveball in the outer third called for a strike. That'll bring the count to no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 delivery from Carpenter is upstairs for a ball. That'll bring the things to 1-2. Carpenter working quickly here in the top half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils lead 12-4, have scored in every inning except the third. As there's a grounder back to Carpenter. He'll throw to second. 1. Font bobbles it and could not get it out of the glove, so that'll go as a fielder's choice. 1-4.
The shortstop, number 23. Gardner Monroe.
So Iliopolis is aboard on the fielder's choice. Stokel is out at second base, and that'll bring the top of the Pirate lineup due up. It'll be Monroe, who is 0 for 3 today. As Carpenter fires over to first base, trying to pick off Iliopolis, and it is not in time. As Iliopolis takes off for second base, Keldberg's throw goes into center field yet again, and Iliopolis will head for third. So he will go first to third on a stolen base of second, and then another E2 from Keldberg. His second error of the day. Keldberg just trying that seems to be having some trouble getting that ball out of the glove and getting a good grip on the baseball. So now a runner on third with one out as Monroe takes a strike at the knees on the outer third. So Carpenter working quickly out of the stretch. The 1-1 curveball in there for a called strike 2. The 1-2 from Carpenter is just off the plate. Looked good from my vantage point, but home plate umpire Chad Cronin thought it was just off. So the 2-2 pitch is grounded softly. Gonna be a tough play. Font shovels over to first in time. Great play by Tony Font to be able to run and do a little shovel pass to the first baseman Barons. The run comes in to score, so it is now 12-5 here in the 6th inning. As we approach the 2-hour mark of game time, as Wasserman golfs one into left field, and that'll get down for a hit. As Beardman lets that one go under his glove, he will throw into second. Not in time. So Wasserman aboard with a single and then an E7. So back-to-back runs, two runners advance this inning via the air as Carpenter spikes one in the dirt. Nice job by Keldberg to keep that one in front. We saw KT Brown earlier stretching and doing band work, but he has not gone into the bullpen to throw. 1-0 delivery downstairs again. Another great stop by Keldberg. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the 2-0 misses downstairs to Weimer. Count runs to 3 balls and a strike. As Carpenter steps off, now steps back on, gets a sign, and fires the 3-0, a curveball downstairs. And that's ball 4. So Weimer aboard via the walk. Now I have runners at first and second.
Nate Branch.
So in steps Nate Branch, who is 1 for 3 today with a single. Only got to third last inning, could not score. As with 2 outs and 2 runners on, a fastball looked to be a cross-up as Keldberg didn't really seem to be expecting that pitch, and that one goes all the way to the dugout, or all the way to the backstop, rather, as the runners will advance the extra 90 feet. So now the runners at second and third as Carpenter delivers upstairs for a ball. as it looks like KT Brown will finally grab a baseball and a catcher and go to the bullpen and start throwing. As there's a ground ball up the middle, snagged by Shills, but then rebounded into right center field. 2 runs will come in to score. Blue Devils' lead is now cut to 5 as Palatine scores twice. Tough play by Shills, playing the hole in left center, or on the left side of the infield, rather. And just tried to glove that one, but as the ball was coming out of the glove, he kind of kicked it into right center field, making Badgley book it all the way to the baseball. So 3 runs have come across this inning. As in steps the batter Peterson, as Peterson grounds one to the second baseman Font, and that one goes through the 5-hole and into right field, and Gonzalez will just run it in. So that'll go as an E4, and multiple errors have led this game to be a lot closer than it should be. So Branch goes first to third, and Peterson reaches on the E4. So now first and third, still 2 outs. Carpenter trying to find anything he can as the runner takes off for second base, throw down to second, and a great snag by Shills to have to climb the ladder to go get that throw, as Peterson will go to second base. So now runners at second and third once again with 2 outs. Palatine trailing 12-7, as there's a fastball that misses upstairs. As Warren tried to run a pick play there to second base, but nobody seemed to be on the same page there. The 2-0 delivery from Carpenter is in there for a called strike to Weckler. As KT Brown is starting to turn it up in the bullpen. The 2-1 delivery from Carpenter is just low, apparently. That looked like a good pitch from up here. So the count now runs to 3-1. Definitely would have used a mound visit before this batter, especially to calm Carpenter down, as the 3-1 is called. Strike on the inner third at the belt. Blue Devils still have all 3 mound visits to use, and they have not used them. Thought now would be a good time. Now's a ground ball up the middle. 1 run is in. That'll get into center field. And a second run is coming home. The throw is cut off. Blue Devils' lead is now cut to 3. And we have ourselves a ball game as the score is 12-9 here in the 6th inning, as Weckler is aboard with a hit.
Hitter, number 25, Peter Mulher.
So Pirates have scored 5 times in this inning. Blue Devils had a lead of 8 as the runner takes off for second base, as Carpenter spikes a fastball, as Keldberg couldn't get that, and it looks like we will have a mound visit by Clint Smothers, and he is walking with a purpose. He is not happy with what he has seen from his defense so far in this 6th inning. A couple costly mishaps. Trying to just buy himself trying to buy his next reliever, KT Brown, a little bit of time. Carpenter at 51 deliveries. His previous high this season in 1 inning of work was 8. Coach Smothers letting his infield hear about what he is unhappy with. And Coach Smothers is known to tell you like it is. He won't sugarcoat anything. If he thinks you could be doing something better, you will definitely hear it from him. So the count is 1 ball and no strikes to the designated hitter, Mulhorn. He is the 9th batter to come up this inning. As the 1-0 pitch misses inside for a ball. As we've been going for just over 2 hours. The 2-0 delivery to Mulhorn is lined into left field, and that'll get down. Beardman fields it on a hop. Will throw into the infield. That throw will be cut off by Jaquez as Palatine scores once again. Palatine is now within 2 as the score is 12-10.
Number 22, Ryan Wagner.
As Mulhorn is aboard with a single. As 6 Pirates have come in to score in what could have been a 5-inning game, as Jack Corellis is now grabbed another bullpen catcher, and he's starting to throw in the bullpen, rather with some urgency. Blue Devils still looking for the 3rd out of this inning. As there's a fly ball into left field, Beardman over, and he will make the catch, but not before the Pirates score 6 times. The score is now 12-10. We'll go down to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. We have ourselves a ball game. Blue Devils' biggest lead in this game was 8. As the lead is now 2, as Sean Wasserman takes over on the hill for the Pirates. Only 1 appearance and 2 innings to his name. as he front doors a curveball that misses inside to even things up at 1-1. Kyle Carpenter charged with 7 runs, but only 1 of them are earned as his defense has let him down, as Keldberg is aboard via the hit by pitch here in the 6th inning.
At bat, the first baseman, number 22, Adam Behrens.
As it looks like KT Brown will be the runner at first base for Keldberg, as Behrens steps in, who tripled his last time. He squares around a bunt. He gets it, and it is caught! A diving catch by the pitcher, Wasserman, off of the mound. As what a play by Wasserman, who once Behrens squared, he had to charge right off of the pitching rubber, and what a sensational effort from Wasserman. So Behrens is retired for the first out, as Brown was able to get back to first base in time. As in steps Badgley, he will come up for the 4th time today, or the 5th time today. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. As Wasserman picks off to first base, not in time. We've been going at this for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Thought this game could have had the potential to end a lot sooner, but the Blue Devils' defense has let them down so far, as the 1-0 to Badgley is skied in the air, left field. Over is the left fielder and third baseman Weimer, and that is in and out of Weimer's glove. Weimer trying to do the good old over-the-shoulder basket catch, but could not come up with it, so Badgley gets another life. So Badgley with another life. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike, as he takes a curveball outside for a ball. 2-1's the count, with Tony Font waiting on deck. Wasserman is a heavily closed pitching stance. Quick delivers to the plate as Badgley takes downstairs for a ball. That'll go 3-1. The 3-1 delivery to Badgley is swung on and missed for a strike, so that'll run the count even, as Badgley is looking for potentially his 3rd walk of the ball game. The 3-2 delivery to Badgley is fouled straight back, and we'll do the 3-2 once again. So 12-10 our score. Blue Devils once held an 8-run lead in this ball game, but gave up 6 runs in the top half of the 6th inning. The 3-2 to Badgley is up and in, and that'll be ball 4, as Badgley is aboard with a walk.
Tony Font.
So Font steps in. He is 1 for 2 today with 2 walks. Blue Devils added as an offense have walked 9 times, have also been hit 4 times, as Font gets a bunt down third base side, and he is aboard with a bunt single, and the bases are loaded for the batter Shills.
At bat, the shortstop, number 21, Adam Shills.
So now in step Shills. Shills is 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer. Pirates will bring their infield in. Left on left matchup. Wasserman delivers to Shills, misses outside for a ball. I mentioned earlier Cole Clark came out with an injury, so Evan Larson has grabbed a bat and is in the on-deck circle waiting patiently for his opportunity. As the ball gets away, as Jaquez did not get a good read on that one, and it was probably better he stayed put. KT Brown's the runner at third base. He didn't get a good read at it, but the ball came right back to the catcher Branch. So the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Pirates still playing their infield and outfield shading to the pull side of the left-handed hitter Shills. As the 2-0 delivery is up and in for a ball, that'll make the count 3-0. In the 3-0 delivery, definitely an automatic take situation here if you're Shilsy. The 3-0 delivery is a fastball in there at the knees for a called strike. Shills potentially thought it could have been ball 4. It was close from my vantage point up here. But Shills will go to work. The 3-1 pitch is taken downstairs for a ball. So Shills is aboard with a walk. And a run comes in to score. That'll be Brown. So Brown scores. Badgley is now at third. Font at second. Shilsey takes his walk and is at first base. So in steps the pinch hitter, Larson. We'll get to Larson in a second as his first pitch from Wasserman is a fastball in there for a strike. Larson was taken out on Wednesday after wearing a pitch to his left eye. I was talking with Larson a little bit pregame. His eye swelled shut, essentially, and has got a bruise right underneath it. He's got quite the shiner going. As Wasserman misses downstairs 2-0, you can actually see the seams of the baseball just to the left of Larson's eye. He kind of wore it right there, just kind of got in between of the helmet as the 1-1 delivery is skied high in the air into right field. Over is the right fielder, Walkler. He'll make the catch. He'll throw on into the infield. Badgley scores. Shills will go into second, and he will out. He will be tagged out at second base, but the run comes in to score. So the Blue Devils score twice. They'll go to the top half. Blue Devils lead 14-10. We'll go to the 7th. You're listening to the Blue Devil Radio Network. Welcome back to the Almond Road campus. Blue Devils lead 14-10. It has been quite the doozy of a ball game, as Carpenter is still working, as Iliopolis steps in and takes a called strike, and now a pitch that misses. Looks like Noah Peterson has gone and grabbed a baseball and is throwing in the Blue Devil bullpen, as there is a ground ball backhanded by Jaquez, throws across the diamond. What a play by Albert Jaquez! Jaquez with a nice job to backhand that baseball, and then a good strong throw to first base for the first out here in the 7th inning. So Carpenter on for his 3rd inning of work, as he misfires downstairs to the leadoff hitter, Monroe, who is 0 for 4 today. The 2-0 delivery to Monroe is in there for a called strike from Carpenter. Carpenter, this is only his 2nd appearance and his longest appearance, as he is thrown pitch number 61, and that is ball 3. Corellis and Brown were throwing last inning. Noah Peterson, the junior, is now throwing currently, as there is a foul pop-up straight back. The count will run to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Be curious to see when Jack Corellis finally gets some run out of the bullpen. He's warmed up a handful of times, but has never seen game action. The 3-2 delivery is spoiled by Monroe. Good job to fight off a tough pitch. But Corellis, a funky right-handed pitcher, throws from about a half arm slot, about a foot off the ground. Hasn't really seen some run, but right now the bullpen is a big question mark for the Blue Devils, as the 3-2 is skied into short right center field. Font and Gonzalez over, and it'll be Gonzalez, and he will make the catch, and 2 away.
Now batting number 1, Sean Wasserman.
So in steps Wasserman. Wasserman started this game in center field, but then took over on the mound for Rogman, who took over for the starter Arnold, as Carpenter spikes a fastball. Carpenter, 65 pitches, 32 strikes. So board teeter-tottering right on that 50-50 split. Typically, you want your strike percentage to be more of a 60-40, as the 1-0 delivery misses inside for a ball. That'll bring the count to 2-0. The 2-0 from Carpenter misses downstairs for a ball. So 3-0 is the count to Wasserman, as Weimer waits patiently on deck. As the 3-0 misses downstairs, ball 4, as Wasserman is aboard with a walk, and Palatine has hit as its first base runner here in the 7th inning, with 2 outs, down 4 runs. As Carpenter delivers and fires a fastball that is blocked by Keldberg. Keldberg getting a workout so far today. The 1-0 pitch to the batter, Weimer. Grounded to the third baseman, Jaquez. He'll throw to second, and that'll go 5-4 on the fielder's choice, and the Blue Devils will win game 1 of the doubleheader in the varsity baseball game. They win 14-10. They scored 7 runs in the first inning, and our player of the game is Adam Schills, hitting his first home run of the season.
14 runs on 10 hits, 4 errors.
Blue Devils score 14 runs on 10 hits and 4 errors.
10 hits on 1 error.
Pirates score 10 runs on 10 hits and only 1 error. Tommy Beardman gets the win for the Blue Devils as he was today's starter. And that'll conclude us for Game 1. Game 2.
Thanks for joining us.
Game 2 will be our second game. It'll be a varsity backup game, as there will be a second stream for that one. So thank you for Nick Palazzolo. I am Nick Palazzolo. What am I talking about? Thank you for listening. Blue Devils win 14-10. Game 1 is complete. Blue Devils will go for the sweep in Game